The Zenysis platform integrates any number of different fragmented information systems into a unified platform for analysis. And then the platform itself can be used as a tool to begin to surface and investigate different data quality issues that might exist within the different integrated data sources. Today, using data that we've integrated from the Brazilian open data portal DataSUS, we're going to use the platform in three different ways to begin to surface potential data quality issues. We'll do this by triangulating data from different integrated data sources, by using different data visualization tools and data science tools to interrogate the information, and then by using the platform's data quality lab. So let's begin with a triangulation to surface where we might have a data quality issue. If we wanted to surface, for example, data quality issues as it relates to tuberculosis, well, I could type in tuberculosis and see every integrated information system and integrated indicator that has data related to tuberculosis. And so, for example, we could choose the total number of hospital admissions as a result of respiratory tuberculosis, and now disaggregate this to the municipality level. And all of a sudden, what I can see here is the total number of tuberculosis cases for every single municipality in the country. Now, this in and of itself is not particularly useful from a data quality perspective, but what we can now do is combine this with other data. So, for example, if I wanted to look at the total financial spend to treat tuberculosis, I can find that indicator from a separate second financial management information system, grab the data, and now we have two different data sources that are both telling us information about tuberculosis. We can create a third indicator to look at, for example, the total cost to treat tuberculosis for every municipality in the country. So we could say cost to treat, and then take the total financial spend on tuberculosis divided by the total hospital admissions as a result of tuberculosis. And now we've just created this brand new third indicator. And the reason why this becomes useful is because we can now use this to surface where we might have potential outliers in the data. So, for example, if I wanted to then go to a bar chart visualization and then sort this so that we can see the total cost to treat tuberculosis in order of financial spend, well, very quickly what we can see here is that for the most part, many municipalities spend at or about the same amount of Brazilian reais to treat tuberculosis on a per case basis. But we have a few examples here where we can see municipalities that are spending significantly more to treat tuberculosis. This could be a sign of potential data quality issues as it relates to either the denominator or the numerator for the total financial spend to treat tuberculosis or for the total number of cases of tuberculosis. Either way, it certainly warrants further investigation to identify why is it these four municipalities cost so much more than all of these other municipalities in the realm of treatment of tuberculosis. A second way that we can use the platform to interrogate different data quality issues is by using its different visualization and data science tools. And these include a range of different tools. Right now, I'm going to focus on the box plot tool. And so by taking that same information about the total number of respiratory tuberculosis cases, we can then see box plots for every single municipality in the country. And we can expand the total number of cities that we're looking at through the settings tab. But for the purposes of this demonstration, let's really zero in on what's going on here in Américo Brasiliense. Within the visualization, we can see different quartiles and the information about reports as it's coming in on a month-by-month basis for tuberculosis. And so what we can see is that in general, every month we expect to see anywhere between 4 to 33 cases in Américo Brasiliense as a result of respiratory tuberculosis. And we can see how those different data fall within the different quartiles. What we can also see from this visualization, though, is that there are certain outliers. And so we can see that there was a report, for example, of 94 cases of respiratory tuberculosis, of 50 cases of respiratory tuberculosis, of 46 cases of respiratory tuberculosis. And if we wanted to, we could then go and really drill down in this by using the time series tool to surface where those reports may have come from. And so if we wanted to really focus in on just the Américo Brasiliense data, we could turn off these other indicators and begin to interrogate just the Américo Brasiliense data to see where it is that we might have those outliers. And very quickly, by just churning on and off various information streams, we can then see that the report of 94 cases of respiratory tuberculosis came in on February 2009. That was an outlier. We can also see that on June 2014, that second outlier of 50 cases of respiratory tuberculosis came in. From the perspective of an analyst looking at this data, these two reports of 50 and of 94 cases of respiratory tuberculosis might warrant further follow-up and interrogation to determine if those reports were in fact accurate or if they were as a result of data quality issues. And so for the final part of this demonstration about data quality, we're going to further investigate these tuberculosis indicators by using the Data Quality Lab. And we can access the Data Quality Lab in a couple of ways: by going directly to the Data Quality Lab, or by looking at information about an integrated indicator directly from the visualization itself. So for example, we could see the tuberculosis indicator here receives a 5 out of 10 overall data quality score. We can also see some other information. There are 2,325 data points integrated. Data are available between January 1, 2009 until July 1, 2017. We can see the data source where the data come from. And when we click on the data quality score itself, we can then surface even more granular information about the integrated indicator. Now, one note is that with the Data Quality Lab, we can actually look at data quality from any integrated indicator, whether that information sits inside of a health system or not. That can include your DHIS2 data, but also your supply chain data, your workforce management data, your equipment inventory data, your financial management data, et cetera. And in the case of this health data, what we're looking at is a data quality score that's mapped according to WHO data quality standards. So the WHO data quality standards hold out certain things as being very important to generating a data quality report. Things like indicator age, time since last report, completeness trend, reporting cadence. So looking at if the information comes in every week, every month, et cetera. And then we can also drill down and see reporting completeness. And so, for example, if we wanted to identify which health facilities or which municipalities we needed to follow up with to improve their reporting or completeness of reporting as it relates to tuberculosis indicators, we could very quickly do that via the Data Quality Lab. So we can see here, for example, every single municipality and the number of periods where they reported tuberculosis-related information for this indicator, the number of periods where they did not file a report, the overall percentage of periods with the report. So for example, we could see very quickly here, this particular municipality of El Dorado had a very low percentage of periods with the report, where we can see that the municipality of Ribeirão Preto had a pretty high percentage of periods with a report about tuberculosis. This indicates that we might need to go and follow up with the municipality El Dorado to increase the cadence and completeness of the reporting on tuberculosis-related indicators. The goal is to give decision makers the ability to very quickly isolate where they need to target their data quality interventions in a data-driven way. This concludes the demonstration of a few tools and a few different ways of using the Zenysis platform to surface and investigate different data quality issues. But you can use the platform in a whole range of ways. You could set up dashboards, for example, that surface just data quality issues from a range of different indicators. You could build alerts so that as incoming data come in that fall outside of certain expected thresholds or standard deviations, that decision makers receive notifications about that. If you want to learn more, I encourage you to get into contact with us, and we'd be happy to discuss more and provide training about the ways that you can use the platform to investigate, surface, and remediate data quality issues. Thank you.